Anne from Game Like a Mother. Today I'm going to show you how to play Nibble Munch Crunch. It's ages 2 and up, 1 to 5 players, and it takes just a few minutes to play. Let me show you how it works. The game comes with 5 different animal tiles, 5 different types of wooden food pieces, 5 different tiles that match the wood pieces, and then 5 different color tiles. Everything is very sturdy, and a 2-year-old would have to work very hard to break any of this. As with all 2-year-old games, the goal is to have fun with your child. This game has actual rules and games that you can play with all of these pieces, but it is recommended in the rules that you start by just free play. Your 2-year-old's going to be curious and want to get to check out all of the pieces. So you can't get things out and necessarily just dive into a game. Talk about the different pieces. This is an opportunity to give the animals names, talk about the different colors and foods they like, and then once they've had a little chance to check everything out, you can progress into a matching game or something like that. The first official game you can play with this is called What Do Animals Eat? And to play this, you have all of these pieces out, face up, and you shuffle up the animal cards face down, and then your child gets to select one. And when they flip it over, you ask them which animal this is. If they are correct, you say, yay, good job. If they are wrong, then you gently help them and tell them what this animal is. Next, you get to ask them, what does this animal eat? And if they correctly select that, you praise them. If they do not, you kind of encourage them. You ask questions, what do you think it might eat, and you guide them to whatever the correct item is. And then what they are supposed to do next is put it in the correct shape that corresponds with it. And finally, they are supposed to match it to the correct color tile, which might be a little bit tricky for a 2-year-old, but let them try on their own for a bit. You can help if they want you to help. And once this is all finished, you get to slide it over to the animal, and then that animal gets to eat, and then it's the next child's turn to grab a tile, or if it's just you and one child playing together, you can go, or the child can go again if they just want to keep on going. Play continues until all of the animals are matched up with their correct food and the colors, and that you have won by putting them all together. There's no one winner or loser. You have all won together. The other game you can play with these pieces is called Who Eats What? And to begin, each player selects one food item and puts it in the cutout piece that corresponds with it. And there's some flexibility here. If you're playing with 5 people, then each get to have one. You can choose to each have one and just leave the rest out here and put the rest aside, even if it's just 2 players, or you can have multiple pieces. We'll say that this player wants to have 3 and this player wants to have 2, which is just fine. For a 2-year-old game, it doesn't have to be exactly even. And what you do is on your turn, you pick any one of these to flip over, just one. So if it's this person's turn, they would flip over this card, and they're supposed to name what it is. And so if the child can name what it is, you say, hooray, good job. If they don't name it correctly, then you gently encourage them to remember what it is, give them some hints, help them out. And if it matches one of their items, they get to collect it and their turn is over. If it didn't match one of their items, and they correctly say, oh, this is blue, but it matches this person's, no big deal. They turn it down, and this person should remember it so they can flip it over and collect it on their turn. It is a very gentle introduction to a memory game. Here's what the end of a game might look like. You can choose to end it when one player has collected all of the pieces they need to, but we suggest playing until all of the pieces have been collected by all of the players that were trying to collect them, and then cheer, everyone did a good job. So that's how to play Nibble Munch Crunch. It teaches free play, assigning colors and forms, memory, and fine motor skills, and it's probably the most educational of the 2-year-old games we've played so far, so check it out. Thanks, and see you next time from Game Like a Mother.